Hey everyone, it is Friday. I am Chris Gore, and this is the Film Threat Livecast. How are you doing? Movies have opened in theaters. Is anyone going to theaters? We'll talk about Bad Boys and Will Smith's return to the big screen. Plus, other films have opened, and we're gonna talk about, including a movie written and directed by Viggo Mortensen, a Western. There you go. A couple independent films and lots of news. And Alan is here. That's right. Alan is here. I can find him somewhere. He's going to be here. I know he's going to show up. Let's get things kicked off. Come on. By the way, I have to apologize. I'm pre-coffee. I have not done that in a long time. I'm pre-coffee, so let's go. Let's see. Where did Alan go? He's right.
May the menstrual cycle be with you, always. Yeah, so let me just say probably the gayest thing about me is I love musicals.
Alan. Hey, man.
What? I mean, Glenn is just collecting clips on me. I mean, some of those clips are pretty old. They've been hanging around in the background for a long time.
That's right. That's right. I love musicals too. So I don't brag too much about it, but I do love musicals.
Chris wants a video for that.
Yeah. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's cool. So yeah, how's it going, man?
Good. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, why?
Well, no, just a lot of stuff going on at home. I got a sick dog here.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. How's Molly?
She's good. She just has an infection, and it's costing me a lot of money.
Yay, dogs. Yay. Hooray.
Yay.
Yay, the responsibility of a dog. Yes. So,
but the nice thing is this week, they let me spread my movies out, so I didn't have to watch everything last night.
Yeah. Well, it's good. We had a screener for one, and then, so there you go. But we have a lot of movies to talk about and lots of news. Let's get to your comments here. Sean Hu for 742. For some fun Star Wars, check out Attack on the Death Star to Thunderstrike by Sal Av NU on YouTube. That's Sal Av NU on YouTube. So Attack on the Death Star to Thunderstrike. Okay, thanks for the recommend. Super Omnicron. What are you gonna do? Or thoughts when they come for you? Commandy says, "Bad Boys, cuck or die." Goober, hey movie people. Hey movie peoples. Martin Swerve, hi Thoth and all. Happy to get a break from the Acolyte content. I'm overdosed on too many reviews on YouTube this week. Yeah, we might have contributed to that. We did a lot of, but we had 4 episodes to talk about. So, there's not going to be a lot of Acolyte talk today. Other movie news and reviews. So thank you for being with us, all 400 of you live. So we hope more will be joining in.
Yeah, I'll tell you how much of a narcissist I am. I watch these reviews just to see if they mention us.
Yeah, I saw your face on a lot of thumbnails. It was great.
Same with you. I mean, your appearance on G&G last on Wednesday.
Got more views than our stuff. It sucks, but what can we say?
Yeah, we got to do videos. That's the thing. We got to do videos.
We'll do it. Agent 5700DM would love to see the re-release of Run Lola Run, but none of the local theaters are showing it. I got tickets for next week, so I'm seeing it next week. Alan Horkin. Hey man, Hitman actually looks good from Richard Linklater on Netflix. Unfortunately, Alan and I did not get a chance to see it. We've seen like a lot of movies, not that one. I apologize. Next week.
You
Cast
can blame
again.
Netflix for it, by the way.
What?
You can blame Netflix for it, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Cast again. Beetlegore. Yeah, that's right. Our Film Threat shirts. Go to shop.filmthreat.com. See all the cool shirts. There's a lot of new shirts. And I got recently a package of like 5 new shirts. I'm very excited. Very excited for my go to shop.filmthreat.com to check those out. All right. Can you read these, Alan? Here we go.
Sure. From Fear the Turtle 21 for 20. Hey, thank you. Chris, as promised, I saw in a violent nature. I loved it. Very cool twist on the slasher format. That yoga kill is one of the most creative, messed up kills I've seen. Highly recommended for others who want something new.
Hey, thank you, Fear the Turtle, for trusting me. And yeah, I loved it. I want to see it again before it leaves the big screen. But what a good movie. I was recommending it to all my friends who like horror. Alan, you will not like it.
I will not like it. And what about that yoga kill?
It's the most, I can't even describe it. It's I'm not gonna do it. And if you've not eaten breakfast, you haven't eaten yet, not a good thing to hear. Or if you're eating, not a good thing to hear. But that yoga kill, chef's kiss. Very original.
And then you met Damien Leone over there.
I did. I did. Thank you for the turtle. I was at Monster Palooza. I'll do a little show and tell. Well, this at my local AMC, they have Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn buckets. These are just the paper ones. So whatever, you can get those. But also, this is a thing I got recently. It's the Primevals, a movie I reviewed a while back in Blu-ray in a special box set, signed and numbered, only 100. I bought one of these. I pre-ordered a while ago from Full Moon. It just came out. This movie is awesome. A movie like 30 years in the making, stop motion animated movie from the 70s that recently finished. Amazing. More than 30 years. Incredible. So yeah. And then I bought this at the Monster Palooza. There's not a lot of Godzilla -1 merch. So I found this. It's a Godzilla -1 butter dish. So shout out to Drunk 3PO. It's a Godzilla -1. You can put candy, butter, treats. It's a dish in the shape of one of the scales of Godzilla. Here, put me full screen here. Get a look at this. Yeah, this is it. And it's official Godzilla -1. There wasn't a lot of Godzilla -1 merch. So I picked up a butter dish of Godzilla's scale. So that was my experience at Monster Palooza. And in addition, if you are a member, a shout out to the members. Oh, today, something really special. I have something special for members. I got to share screen here. You got to see this. Bunch of things for members. If you're a member, first of all, today at the end of the show, near the end of the show, check the community tab for members. I have codes, free codes for the PS5 game for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's I have codes for PS5 if you're a PS5 owner, and we're just posting the codes, and first come, first serve.
This is a game, or it's the movie? It's the game or the movie? It's the game, the video game. Okay.
Why? Are you a PS5 member?
Yeah, I mean, I have a PS5.
Yeah, well, good
Someone
luck,
gave me
Alan.
a PS5.
Yeah, well, that's right. But so that's for member. I love to do giveaways, digital codes for movies, codes for video games. Don't forget, one of the benefits of being a member. And also, when I was at Monster Palooza, I went to a bunch of panels. And let me just say, I'll have to share a screen here. I filmed 2 of the panels I went to. Amazing panels. Amazing. There was a panel about Terrifier, and it was the first Terrifier, and the actress from Terrifier 2 was Terrifier 1 was there. So there it is. Terrifier panel, members only, and 50-minute filmed. I filmed the whole thing, the Alien Romulus panel with director Fade Alvarez and 2 of the effects coordinators. Amazing panel, moderated by Tony Timpone. So if you're a member, these are videos for members only. So we're doing more and more of that. Alan and I get to go to screenings with Q&As, whatnot, and we film the Q&As and post them for members only. The benefits of membership. So thank you. We appreciate our members, and we do giveaways. I'm going to do a special giveaway this month. Watch that community tab for members only. Special giveaway. All right, a couple more chats before we get started.
Yes. From Aaron Charman for £10. Love the Jim Henson doc. Thanks for the tip. Interesting how Disney nails documentaries on culturally significant figures, but struggles with their own culturally significant content.
That's true.
Yeah, I gotta say,
Thanks,
Disney is just nailing it with documentaries. They look good, and they're informative, which pretty much is what a documentary is. From Nick XH, a member for 2 months. I wonder if Will Smith will slap Martin Lawrence.
Well, there is a slap, several, and we'll talk about it.
Yep.
And finally,
from Lord Thoth, hey, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on Discord and Rumble, buy our merch at shop.filmthreat.com.
Thank you, Lord Thoth. We appreciate you. And we appreciate all our members. Keep watch on that tab. Look at our members only videos. They go back a long way. A lot of members only videos. And I'm posting stuff every week that you get exclusively for being a member, because we so appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's clear the palette. We need to clear the palette a bit. And I love movie trailers. I love them. And there's a lot of, how do I put this? Like really cheesy exploitation movies all related to sharks. So we are going to take a look at this trailer, Alan. It's the trailer for the movie Mummy Shark.
Oh, finally.
This is a real movie from Wild Eye Releasing. They put out a lot of crazy stuff, and we will react to the trailer. I have not seen this, to be clear. Haven't seen it. So we are going to watch it right now. You ready, Alan?
Yes, I can't wait.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to put, you might have to mute me.
Yeah,
it doesn't echo. All right. So let me put, I got to, what am I doing? Okay, here we go. I love trailers for bad movies and good movies. So here we go. Ready?
Listen, you're not going to like what I have to say. It's the only story I know, the truth.
These sharks engineered the Great Pyramid at a time when we were still using spears and flint blades. We have no idea how far their technology reaches.
You act like there's an army of these things waiting to attack us.
A mummified shark?
I'm not convinced our weapons can even phase it.
I hope you're wrong.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't want to sound like a shill, Alan. But I think this could be the best.
The former
movie
personal
this year.
assistant to
Yeah, you gotta
Harvey
turn-
Weinstein, Leslie Hedman,
Turn your,
Kathleen Kennedy, the
turn your
Walt
video
Disney
on.
Company, even movie
What?
critics all over the globe.
You got
They
your
are
video
the
is still
true
playing.
Vikings, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
is.
For
Oh,
they
sorry
are
about that.
the
Shit.
Pro is coming through. There you go.
All right, you can mute me. Sorry about that. I don't. Look, I'm not a shill, but I think I will shill for this movie. It looks great. It looks so good. What do
I
you
watched
think?
that. I watched that trailer, thinking to myself, "Hell, I can make a movie."
See, that's okay. Don't actually poo-poo that for a moment. The one thing that is inspiring about really bad films, you can say to yourself, I could make a movie better than Mummy Shark.
I didn't say
Right?
that. I just said I could make a movie.
Well, you could.
Yeah.
You could make a movie better than Mummy Shark. It's possible. I'm saying it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, look at it. The puppets, you have stock video footage, you have a script, and you could create a cheap set and make a complete movie out of it.
No, I look, I'm no snob. I'm not an elitist. I love bad movies. I love bad movies. Red Letter Media, when they do Best of the Worst, I love that show. I love discovering filmmakers like Neil Breen, true artist, or the guy who did Birdemic. These are classics. But this is they've done a whole series of shark movies. There's Shark Exorcist, there's Santa Shark, there's it's on and on. I love all these shark movies. So don't be a snob. Check out a bad movie. It's a good laugh and a break from a bad Hollywood movie. I'd almost rather see an intentionally bad movie like Money Shark than a movie like that is a bad Hollywood movie pushing some nonsense. So there you go. Let's go to the comments here. Suns and Shadows gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Join us on Discord. Thank you. Alan, can you read these for me?
Sure. Let's see. There we go. From JB's Spooky Review. Finally, a movie that speaks to me. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. You see yourself.
Yes. Alan Horkin. What's next? Shark Nun? There you go.
Don't give them ideas.
I'm going. There is a Sharkstercist, right? There has to be.
Yeah, Shark Exorcist. Yeah, that exists.
Okay. Joseph, sharks really built the pyramids. Apparently, they did.
That is currently a conspiracy theory that may end up being true. You know how that goes.
From Share Bear, looks better than the Acolyte. Yes, it does.
I have not seen Mummy Shark. I'm gonna go out on a limb. It's better than the Acolyte.
All right. Yeah, because sharks building the pyramids is more plausible.
Yeah.
From Pacosith. Yeah, Pacosith for $5. Don't know about you guys, but after Will slapped, I am done watching him. Just like Ezra Miller after his thing. They just pretend that it never was.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't think Ezra Miller ever really addressed any of his issues. And Will, did a sort of half-hearted apology.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They haven't met yet.
We'll talk about it. A couple more here.
From Nick XH. When you say Mummy Shark, I think you're talking about Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Do. All right.
Thanks.
And then finally from BA Barbecues, you guys have inspired me to make my own Triple X movie. Yes, you can make your own movie.
That's right. If Mummy Shark proves anything, anyone can make a movie. And you should.
And Triple X movies, very easy to do. You just need one room and some lights.
That's right.
And a consenting adult.
I've got a few more news stories here, which is, let's get to this. That David Lynch news that dropped, I don't even think I can show it. Actually, I can't. I can't show it. Yeah. David Lynch, he did he's got an album coming out. It's called Sublime Eternal Love. It's not his first album, so he's very musically inclined, like John Carpenter or other directors that like. I don't even. You know what? I'm gonna have to mute this and we'll watch it. But this is his music project with Krista Bell. And Cellophane Memories is the album. Sublime Eternal Love is the song, and this is the music video. Although we're not going to play the music, so there you go. If you're a David Lynch fan, just check it out. He talked about it on his Twitter. I thought it was going to be a new movie, but thought we should follow up and explain. Hey, he's got an album coming out. So there we're seeing images from the trailer. So there you go. Are you a David Lynch fan, Alan?
Not hugely. You know, but I think about that era, and I was more into comedies. I think Airplane is kind of the comedy that was out during the Lynch era. And you know, that's the thing I turned to. But Lynch was always, you know, you always knew him as kind of the experimental, the kind of the you know, guy who pushes the limits. And so definitely knew a lot about him and his films.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge David Lynch fan. Blue Velvet holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Velvet is so epic, and I think Dune is flawed, but if you look at that 3-hour 4K version of Dune, it's really good. It's actually very good. Look it up, the Spice Diver cut. Elephant Man, of course. And then Twin Peaks. That TV series, and even the third season they did more recently in 2018. Was it 2018? God, it was so good. I love his, you know, I just love the tone, the casting, the music, the sort of surreal moments. That episode 8 of the first season of Twin Peaks is Chef's Kiss. It's in the weird dream world where Cooper is having a dream and there's the dancing midget and the speaking backwards. So amazing. Love it. So there you go. All right. I love David Lynch. I guess that's the point. And I pay attention to everything David Lynch does, including the weather report. I don't know why it is. I love when David Lynch reads the weather. So there you go. So I pay attention to every project, and I will check this out. Unfortunately, we don't want to get copyright struck for that. Now, a couple other pieces of news. And this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have to do this to you. Here we go. Wait, did we? Okay. I have to bring this up.
Okay,
No, I'll do this. I'll do this. Here we are. This is very sad news for me. The Alamo Drafthouse announces theater closures. We've been talking about movie theaters closing, and there are 5 locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are closing. I knew Tim League back in the day. The Alamo Drafthouse was a staple of Austin, Texas. The very first Alamo Drafthouse, I went there it was the late 90s, early 2000s, when I went to the South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin. It was so epic. I loved South by Southwest. And this theater was weird. They put in couches. They had seats where there was like a little ledge in front of you where you could put your beer. They served beer. They had, you could buy nachos and potato skins and burgers and barbecue and eat food while you watch the movie. They have these little golf pencils where you fill out what do you want. And then, you know, waiters come in very quietly, pick up your order and deliver it. It was like, you know, it was like the movies, a brew and a beer and a movie. It was awesome. And all their chain theaters are like that. They have fewer seats, but it's set up like dinner and a movie, and I love it. And the first Drafthouse I went to when I was going to South by Southwest, and I made it a point to always see movies there. In addition, you always show up to a Drafthouse early because they play like 30 minutes of trailers of just weird stuff, like Schwarzenegger doing a Japanese commercial for something weird, like John Waters telling you to stop smoking in the theater, like weird and rare pieces of video that they play 30 minutes before while you're ordering your food and getting drinks. And to see this is bad news. Random theaters, but Drafthouse is an institution. So closing five of the theaters in Dallas, Fort Worth area, that's sad. Alan, what are your comments?
Yeah. I mean, it surprises me, one, that it's Dallas. I always associate Alamo with Texas. That that those would be the last theaters to close. But I agree with you in terms of, I love going to the Drafthouse, Alamo Drafthouse. My first trip to South by Southwest, I think it was day 3 that I just realized I'm just going to see all the movies at the Alamo Drafthouse. I'm not going to go to any of the other locations at South by Southwest.
That's right.
I'd see, I think, 5 movies, and I would 4 movies, and then every other movie I would get a meal. So it would be either lunch or dinner. But I will say that the pandemic really affected the Drafthouse, partly because the menu contracted a lot. It just became pizza and burgers after the pandemic. Before it was, the menu was much better, and that's the selfish side of me. The other thing is, I mean, how much longer is the LA Drafthouse gonna survive? I've not been there in years, and it is in such a bad location. I just feel like that's just coming.
The LA Drafthouse, which I've been to, I was there recently. I saw Primeval there. So Primevals, which I have the Blu-ray box set now. So one showing only, unfortunately. But the parking there sucks. Parking is just sucks.
And you have to go into downtown to go to that theater.
Yeah, if it was somewhere on the outskirts of town, it'd do better. But being in that location, it's just difficult to get to.
Yeah.
So
and isn't it like a dead mall too that it's in?
Yeah, kind of a dead mall that's not doing well. Like lots of closures there. So I don't know. I'm rooting for the Drafthouse. Tim Malik is a true cinephile. If you go to the LA Drafthouse, there's this amazing collection of giant movie posters from France that are incredible. It's like an art installation. So please support the Drafthouse. And this is not good news.
Yeah, just the fact that it's Dallas, that they're closing them in Dallas says a lot about it's a foreboding sign.
Yeah, let's go to the comments here. We'll get as many as we can.
Yes, from Davina Duckworth, David Lynch and Cristobal. They've been collaborating for decades. Cristobal was a swing revival band, 8.5 Souvenirs.
Cool. Thanks, Davina.
Right. From Phil Gorn, heard it. Very interesting, pretty, but not something I'd listen to at all the time. From Zero Redux, who did the music for Dune again? Wasn't Lynch?
It was the band Toto. The band Toto did the music. And correct me if I'm wrong, is John Williams' son in Toto? I think so. Toto was the band. And when I saw Toto is doing the score, this is lame. There were an 80s band, whatever. Music for Dune 84 is great. It's great. Keep going, Alan. I got more news
from
stories.
Razorburn for 5. Chris, glad you're on the mend. Have you been listening to the Strokes since then?
I love the Strokes. So there you go. Thanks, Razorburn.
All right. Let's see. From Torvidicus, It makes me sad. We'll never get another Lynch film.
We'll likely never get another Lynch film.
Yes. By the way, that is not John Williams' son in Toto.
It isn't?
They just share the same last name. That's all.
John
I think
Williams' son is in another band. Anyways, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Joseph
I'm sorry.
Williams. Yeah, Joseph Williams is the guy in Toto, and it's not his son.
All right, let's get through these comments.
Peanut Fiends. Eraserhead is a masterpiece for people who really like easy to follow movies. That is actually one I want to see soon. Eraserhead.
No, Eraserhead is it's perfectly captures what it's like to have a weird dream. Makes no sense, but has a through line. I love it. David Lynch. No one has done this better than David Lynch. Let's keep going, Alan.
All right. Actually, I'm getting conflicting. It could be his son. That's in Toto. We're gonna have to look it up. I can't do research. MK Solid 82 for $4.99. I worked at Hollywood Videos when Mulholland Drive released. People kept asking, "Do you have Mulholland Drive? Is Mulholland Doctor any good?" Oh, do you have Mulholland Doctor? People kept asking, "Do you have Mulholland Doctor? Is Mulholland Doctor any good?"
I have
don't
no
know.
idea what Mulholland Doctor is, but I've
You know
seen
what it is?
Mulholland Drive.
Okay, I think I got it. So he put in DR in his phone, and then autocorrect went to Doctor.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Do you have Mulholland Drive? Is Mulholland Drive any good?
Yeah, Mulholland Drive is very good. Mulholland Drive is very good. Let's keep going with these comments. Thank you.
Yes. I mean, Jennifer Connelly. Come on. Agent 5700DM. That stinks. I love their turn off your cell phone PSAs. Yeah, for Alamo
Right.
Drafthouse. Yep.
By the way, Atomic Glory confirms Joseph Williams is an American rock singer and film composer, best known as the lead singer, vocalist of the rock band Toto. He is the son of renowned film composer John Williams and actress Barbara Ruick.
See, I can show you. So I'm on Chat GPT. This first one says, no, he's not. Then I asked again, and it said, yes, he is.
It shows you how good Chat GPT is. Whatever.
GPT.
All right. Thank you, Atomic Glory. Thank you.
Yeah, so it is the son. All right. From Chelsea M. I think I went on one of these when I was in Texas. It was awesome, and I believe it was cheaper than Cinebistro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. No, we got that one already. Go down to
no, read this. You didn't read this one.
Yeah, I did. That stinks. I love their turn off your cell phone PSAs.
Okay. Read this one.
MK Solid 82. Alamo Drafthouse was the start of retro cinema. They had amazing posters for Escape from New York and many others. It was awesome. You mentioned the trailers. To me, the trailers was the reason to go.
The trailers is why you get there early. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go to the Drafthouse, get there like an hour before the movie starts. Hang out in the bar. They got lots of really cool merch. If you're a cinephile in particular, and then just get into the theater as soon as you can to just sit and watch the trailers. Yeah, it's a whole experience.
Especially if you're at South by Southwest, you're there early. You're waiting a long time.
Oh yeah. Hey, Paulie. Hey, Paulie. Bud. Hey, Paulie. By the way, you're a member. Look at the Lucha Vavoom videos I posted. I filmed it for you, buddy. I filmed it for you. Good to see you, brother.
All right, but Paulie says for $4.99, thank you. Drafthouse thoughts: a great theater going experience, but they always made in business decisions.
Probably bad business decisions. I think they expanded too quickly. That may be it. They're all over, and I think they've stretched themselves too thin.
Well, I mean, I always question that location in LA. LA is so big. And there are so many great locations you could have put an Alamo Drafthouse, and they chose downtown LA.
Yeah, bad place. So, anyways, go on. Right.
Yes, from Caveat Ties on Rumble for $1. Thank you. What type of shark lay eggs? Mummy sharks.
I like bad jokes. Thank you. Thank you, Campea.
JWT 6577 member for 8 months. Thank you for your support for this long. I don't know. I always thought The Shining captured the feeling of a dream best.
It does for sure. But I don't know. I prefer Eraserhead. I think it really did the trick.
You didn't think Sucker Punch captured the dream the best?
No. Yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, I have not seen what we're about to see. I have not seen what we are about to see. Okay. There is a new, do you know Animation Vault that did those little animations of us?
Yeah.
They have a new cartoon. It's a new cartoon, Alan. Yay! I love cartoons. The king of cartoons from PB's Playhouse. Okay. This is Dominic Pulcino. Dominic, hey, I've had a stroke. I can't pronounce people's names. Alan Ing. Wait, I can do that actually. Dominic has a new cartoon. I have not seen it. We are about to see it. It's under a minute, and let's experience it together. I'm going to share screen here. Alan, are you ready? This cartoon, it's called Who's to Blame? Who's to Blame? Are you ready?
Yes. I'm in.
Let's watch it.
Denizens, former network executive reaction to all these people blaming us, the audience, for the failures of their movies and TV shows. And Pete Docter from Pixar has blamed us for the bad performance of Lightyear. Let me tell you a secret about movies, Pete. They are a massive survey. If it fails, it's usually because people didn't want to see it. There are the rare exceptions, such as Mystery Man.
Well, that was quick. That was, yeah.
And that wasn't us. That was Paul.
Yeah, we weren't featured in this. Dom, why'd you send this to me? Why'd you send this to me, Dom?
I want to see us. I want to see me. Come on.
No, I love Paul Chato. Love Chato, friend of the show. He'll probably be on Versus on Monday. We're doing a special earlier time for Versus because I have to go see a movie Monday night. You may or may not be on Versus.
Yeah, which movie are you watching?
I have to go see the Frank Miller documentary, and it's all the way across town, like 2-hour drive. So it's all good. I'm gonna go. Anyways, love Paul Chato. Love the cartoons. Keep them coming. Love it. All right.
And free Paul Chato. Get him back on X.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, he's still suspended.
Yeah, that is weird. Okay. A couple more things and we'll get into movie reviews. All right. Okay. Here we go. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of popcorn buckets. I love them. Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm going to get probably several buckets. This is what AMC has now. Well, guess what? There is a John Campea popcorn bucket. I kid you not. There's a video for it. And first of all, by the way, I have to say, John Campea, I love John Campea. He gets breaking news. He has a huge sense of humor about himself. And someone made a John Campea popcorn bucket and featured it in a commercial. And we are going to see it for the first time. And this is worth it. And it begs the question, maybe I could make an Allen popcorn bucket. Yeah, would anyone be interested in an Alan Ing popcorn bucket? Let me know in the comments. But let's check this out. I'm going to share a screen here. This is from the YouTube channel John Campea Exposed. I don't even know what that is, but it's a YouTube channel, and it popped. Probably I'll say this. It's probably because the algorithm knows I like things about popcorn buckets. So let's check this out. Here we go.
Let me see if I can bring this up. I can see if I can bring this up on screen. Give me a second. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the John Campea Show podcast. Popcorn Bucket is limited edition.
And exclusive.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Pre-order now and receive the Big Papa Iger limited edition butter dispenser.
The butter
Simply press
dispenser.
down on the big blue palm.
No.
And oh my goodness. Oh, Papa. Look at all that butter. Oh my goodness, Papa. Oh my goodness. Careful, Papa. Not too much. Oh my gosh.
The clear innuendo of the giant open mouth. It then stuffing his mouth. And then the piece de resistance is then the close-up of the nose with the jizz, I'm sorry, butter dripping down his face after the mouth has been filled. The butter jizz coming down his face and dripping. The Dune bucket was hilarity by accident. The Dune bucket was complete hilarity by accident. But this one, Ron H.
The entire process is a very stimulating sensory experience. You either find it extremely uncomfortable or extremely sensual.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I'm sure. Look, John, I'm sure he thinks it's funny. It's almost he should take it as a compliment that a guy would take that much time to edit that. But what it tells me is I want to make an Alan Ing popcorn bucket. I want to make one.
No, I think the Chris Gore popcorn bucket would be great because you'd have that silvery hair going around the bucket.
Why not? Why don't we both get popcorn buckets?
I have such a generic Asian face.
Look, I could take this popcorn bucket. I could put your face on it, and we'll see how it turns out. I could do it. Oh my God! I thought I'd buy an Allen popcorn bucket for $1, says Indie Phantom. Let's look at these comments here real quick, starting with Super Chat here.
Yes,
there you go.
From Super Captain Chris for 999. Thank you. Did you guys see that after being open for over 100 years, the University of Arts in Philadelphia closed forever today? What does that say of anything about the future of arts and films?
That's a really depressing sign. There's my friend April Wright is a filmmaker. He does a series of documentaries called Going Attractions. They are things that no longer exist. And she did a documentary about movie palaces and a documentary about drive-ins. He's working on a documentary about skating rinks. These large venues of shared experiences are going away, and it's very sad to see. So that is bad. Super Captain Chris, thank you for the generous super chat. But this is not a good sign. And the Drafthouse, which is has a great business model: beer and movies, food and movies, dinner and a movie. Great business model, great brand. The fact that they're suffering, that says something. So I still will cheerlead and support all cinema. I just became a member of the Academy Museum, and I have a +1. So Alan, you could go with me.
Yes.
So next time we have a movie in that area, we'll meet early and go to the museum.
Yeah. I know we never got to go to the John Waters exhibit there.
Well, now we can go. I got a membership that's a dual. I get myself and another person in. Plus I get discounts at the museum. So I'm a big supporter of cinema. So that's part of why that's one of the few perks of living here in LA is so many movie theaters, so many screenings that are special. So, that's very sad. More comments here.
Yes, from Marco CCS65. Was Chris playing with the Dune popcorn bucket and hurt his hand?
Yeah,
that's what
I
happened
did.
to your hand.
I did. There's a Dune popcorn bucket right there in the background, right there. You can see.
I know. Hey, Kermit, watch your hand there. All right. From Gung Ho Mac, Alan's bucket will have a slanted opening.
How did you guess?
Not sure what that refers to. All right. From Benjamin, this is not the future Orville Redenbacher predicted.
There you go.
And then finally, from Professor Fear, Alan's popcorn bucket is priced at $69.
That's right. That's right. So there you go. A final thing to talk about here. Not to wait, we got a correction in this. There's a period at the end. I'm very detailed with these. Here it is. The Acolyte. Sorry, we do have some Acolyte news. News. The Acolyte is the most watched Disney premiere in 2024. Although to be fair, what premiered in 2024?
Doctor Who.
And
Echo. Was that this year?
Echo. That was this year. Okay. It was in January.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was the first of the year.
So the Acolyte is the most watched premiere. Now, are they somehow threading the needle with these statistics to try and make it sound better than it is? Let me pull up the story here but
yeah, I mean, because Monday when we were talking about the Acolyte, I mentioned what will the headline be on Wednesday, and this is the headline on Wednesday: 4.8 million. I guess that's respectable for today, for 2024. But again, in terms of viewership, it's limited to Disney Plus owners or subscribers, and is limited to this year.
Right.
That's the caveat of this. This is the Disney's PR machine. This is what they do. They have to create a headline, and they will thread that needle so thin to get this headline that they've got to always be saying something positive about itself, even though it's not.
I don't know, man. I feel like it is one of those things, like they do this in sports too. Mm-hmm. Well, they'll find some way to say this is the most points scored in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter by one player, right? They thread this weird needle so that they can have a statistic that is very positive.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's also a third element. So not only is it the biggest Disney Plus launch in 2024, but it's also 3 one day. So they're giving you the overnight. So this won't include the following days.
Yeah, and so by comparison, House of the Dragon they did 20 million in one day, and then it was 10 million in one day, and then they go on like 30 to 40 million for each episode, like in the week following the day of the premiere.
Yeah.
So, they have to spin it in a positive way.
Yeah. But we talk about it. Just the fact that Variety is taking that headline and running with it.
Yeah.
It just shows. I don't know what it is, but I also look. I don't want to necessarily say anything bad about Rotten Tomatoes, but I feel like, I feel like that either Disney's kind of hacking the Rotten Tomatoes system, or there's a partnership here, possibly.
Yeah, they are. Here, if you wouldn't mind reading the first 2 paragraphs, Alan.
Sure. The Acolyte, Disney Plus' newest Star Wars series, reached 4.8 million views in its first day, which begs the question: what counts as a view? This marks the streamer's best series premiere of 2024, according to Disney. An exact first day viewership total isn't available for Ahsoka, the most recent Star Wars series, though Disney did report that it took 5 days to reach 14 million views. That comes out to an average of 2.8 million views per day, 2 million below the launch of The Acolyte. Note, a view is calculated by dividing the number of hours each title is watched by its runtime. Okay, so there you go.
Okay.
At least we know that.
Why don't you read this final paragraph and then we'll go to
Variety
comments.
critic Alison Herman likens The Acolyte to Andor and The Last Jedi for its willingness to put its own spin on hallowed lore. Oh, praise the Lord. Additionally, her review noted that the series propelled by plentiful action, much of it hand-to-hand combat, heavily inflected with martial arts. But the action itself is rooted in conflict with stakes both large and small for characters with we quickly come to care about.
Well, that's the Variety review. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, look, when I used to be that news, or it should have been that news, at least brought a level of critical thinking to these headlines. You know, if we got something like this from Disney, a press release from Disney, you know, you and I would tear it to shreds and say, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? Variety doesn't even pretend to do that. They just repurpose the press release, and this is what we have. And they put their own review in it, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. I'd be curious to see ratings at near the end. I think the drop off will be steep, very steep, especially after episode 3 and 4, which we will talk about next week when everyone has seen it.
Well, I feel like
it's going to cause controversy.
I feel like episode 3 is going to be huge. It's going to be massive.
Episode 3 will be huge in terms of, and it begs the question because it's implied that the twin, May and Osha, were created by two women. One created them, the other one birthed them. So what does this mean for Shmi Skywalker, Anakin's mother? Was Anakin's mother a witch in episode 1? Anakin was conceived by Immaculate Conception.
Yeah.
So
she was exiled to Tatooine.
Right, exiled, and what was her background? So I think there's going to be, and now that none of that is discussed in episode 3, but if you think about it, well, Anakin was also conceived in a similar way as these two twins. So what does that mean? It's going to change everything.
Yeah. I will say this though, if episode 3 breaks records, Disney, you're welcome. I feel like we have promoted episode 3 more than any other outlet has. So
I'm tired of seeing your face on thumbnails, Alan. We should put your face on a thumbnail. Where's Alan's face on a popcorn bucket? I want it now. So, all right, let's go to your comments
Gore
here.
The gray beard around the opening, and then I can brush off the excess butter on your beard.
Oh no, your butter is going to be all over your hair, your eyes, your mouth. Blah, blah, blah. All right, comments.
Okay, let me. Sorry. Okay, here we go. From Goober, hate watching keeps Disney alive. Yes. KG Jung. Disney takes $10 from the left pocket and transfers it to the right pocket. Declares $10 profit. Absolutely.
Nice.
Let's see. From Osama bin Farton on children.
Okay.
For $2.99 Australian. Yala Habadi Ing Habadi Chris. You want falafel sandwich?
It's Osama bin Farton on children, not children. Children.
I say children.
All right. Thanks. Thank you for the generous.
I saw that. I know what he was going for.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Benjamin for 10. Thank you. I'd like to quote Ari Gold from Entourage when he says, "Variety's like a high school paper. They pay their writers $28,000 a year to find out something to write about the popular kids."
That is accurate. That is accurate. So more comments here.
Jean Hu says, I honestly forgot that Echo existed. Yeah, so did everybody. I forgot it
You
was
and
this
everybody
year.
else.
I know. Could have swore it was last year, but it was this year. From Zero Redo Redux, that's like saying 1 million people showed up at the store opening and 900,000 returned the products. Whew.
Oh, Paulie, what's this?
Oh, Polly's being generous. Latino Slant for $1.99. Slant Threat Barbecue soon. Oh,
I'm in. I'm all in. I'll bring the meat. Tell me I'll bring meat, Paulie.
Yes. Chris will bring the meat.
I'll bring the meat. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Bush and Ryu Cat for $5. Chris, Alan, Obi-Wan, Acolyte, Ahsoka. Do we see the pattern? All Jedi/Sith based movies. All failed. Everything else was about the Galactic/Republic War.
Yeah.
Well, Sith weren't that
Thank
bad.
you. Super chat.
Sith are not evil. Share Bear. Most views on a Tuesday by people with cats. Shut up, Disney.
Yeah.
And then
That's
finally, from Rumble, from Caveat Ties, hey, for $1, there is going to be a new race of women that are able to have Force babies.
Get ready. Get ready. Look, I am just the messenger. I saw the episode twice. I'm just telling you what I saw, but the implications for the story, the ongoing story of Star Wars is
lore changing.
It's lore changing, and yeah, I don't think a lot of people are going to be too happy.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Which is getting impregnated by a thin thread. It will be
a thread, so to speak. So, yeah. All right, we have a lot of films to talk about today, so let's get into it. I have not seen this. My dad grew up on a farm. He would tell me stories about it. And my grandparents used to garden. They would have raspberries and apples, and we would go picking fruit. So it's really interesting. So I'm a little kid, and we get like 25 cents, my sister and I, and we go to these farms that they would give you, they'd weigh your basket. So they would put a little piece of paper in your basket, say your basket weighs this or whatever, or we'd bring in boxes. Then they would weigh it on the way out. They deduct the weight of the packaging, and you just pay for, we would get so much fresh fruit. My grandmother had a pantry. She'd make fresh strawberry jam. Everything was fresh. She used to mock going to restaurants. Like, I can make better food than this. This was my grandmother. So yeah, I learned a lot from them. I don't live anywhere where I actually have enough land to actually farm, but I should.
Yeah, my mom grew up on a farm, but then the Japanese burned it down.
Alan, what are you?
May the menstrual cycle be with you always.
You're very serious in that clip. So come on, we have movies
Love
to
those
talk
sound
about.
effects.
We don't have time with this.
So let me just say, probably the gayest thing about me is I love musicals.
We don't have time for this, Alan. We have a lot of films to review.
I love musicals.
So let's kick it off. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. You're here for Bad Boys 4 Ride or Die. Let's talk about it, Alan. First of all, are you a Bad Boys fan? Like, of the series?
It's weird. Okay, so I saw the first two. I barely remember the third one. And after seeing the fourth one, I'm racking my brain realizing I don't remember a single thing about the first three.
That's exactly right. I saw the first, and I think I saw the third, and I don't remember anything about them.
Yeah, I mean the first one, the first one, Will Smith was incredibly popular at that time, and so was Martin Lawrence. I believe was still on his TV show. So, we went because of these two guys, and that's, and I'm thinking about it. The fourth movie is just as forgettable as the first three, but I remember having fun.
Well, the thing is like I remember them being fun. I remember it was like quippy and funny. It's like a action cop movie comedy. Obviously, with Martin Lawrence, it has to be a comedy. And Will Smith, he's got the wit. He's likable. So the films are fine, but it's like fast food, right? You eat the fast food. You're not thinking, remember that Big Mac I had? But I can tell you, I remember the steak I've had at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. A steak, or they had the gratin potatoes or whatever the potatoes with. Like, I remember meals from a really good restaurant. I don't remember fast food fondly that way, and that's what this movie is. It's like a fast food film. It's while you're watching it, fun. It's forgettable. So now I will say this: the guys who directed this are actually, they're the guys who did the Batgirl movie, right? The two directors. It's Adil El Arbi and Bilal Falah, but it's like Adil and Bilal. This sounds like I'm saying something dirty. Adil and Bilal, they're co-directors, and I got to give them credit. This movie has a lot of style thanks to them. In many ways, it's like a video game during certain scenes. You've got there's a scene, and I got to give them credit. I mean, it's this whole mystery of corruption in the police department. They're trying to clear the name of their old police detective played by Joey Pants. And, they want his reputation cleared, that he was somehow involved in drug running, but, they know he's not. And they're going to clear his name. And the final, obviously no spoilers, but I don't know that you would actually care. The movie's got a lot of style. They're like throwing a gun back and forth, and the camera follows the gun from Will Smith's hand, to Martin Lawrence's hand, and back and forth, and it follows. There's a lot of really clever action shots. Okay, but the film as a whole, completely forgettable. The plot, completely forgettable. They're trying to clear his name, and Mike gets his son out of prison. He has to somehow help in this. And, it's one dumb situation to another dumb situation. There's a funny cameo. There's some funny cameos in it. I don't know if I should ruin it. Does anyone care? Michael Bay has a cameo.
I'm trying to remember the cameos.
Don't blink. Michael Bay has a cameo.
Yes, I saw that.
Pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
If you know what Michael Bay looks like, for one thing, I didn't know.
Yeah, what he looks like. But look, did I have fun while I was watching it? Yes. Did I forget it after I walked out of the theater? Yes. Will I see it again? Probably not. No.
I mean, how did you think Adil do as a director?
That directing team is good. They're good. You know what didn't help them? The script. There's so much stuff that they have to thread the needle of something completely dumb. You just have to let it go and go, you know what? It's dumb. I don't care. The audience I saw it with, by the way, I saw this movie because I had to see two movies yesterday. I saw this movie at a 3:00 showing, and it was more than half full.
Yeah.
I thought oh my God, there's more people here. And they applauded at the end, and they were into it.
Mm-hmm.
They were into
it. I think I went to the Wednesday early screening, and my theater was about 80% full, which is pretty good for the state of things. And I believe it's already made 5 to 7 million just in the last 2 days.
Oh, the previous screenings? Oh, that's good. So the thing is did I have a good time? Yes. And you will likely too. So on that, I definitely recommend it. definitely recommend the film, but set your expectations low, and you'll have a good time. But the script is really, it's so dumb. You're like, oh, come on.
I know. There's
It's
so much
bad.
foreshadowing. There's so much foreshadowing in these scripts.
Yeah, like I knew the minute a certain character was on screen, I'm like, that's the bad guy.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I knew it immediately. I'm like, you don't introduce a character like that, and then suddenly, like, no, you know it right away.
Let's just put it this way: there's a group of people, and one of them's the white guy.
Yes, it's the white guy.
It's the white guy. And then there's the they go to this abandoned water park, and there's an attraction of this shark.
No,
and they just
gators. No, gators.
Yeah, gators. I'm sorry. There's this
You got mummy shark on the mind. Mummy shark
Yeah,
is on your mind.
But the thing is they mention it, and you're like, well, of course it's going to show up in a few minutes. There's so much foreshadowing going on here. But I think you're right. You're not here for the story. You're not here for the story. You're here for the action. And I'll say that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, their chemistry is still there. I enjoyed their play. They took they took a turn with Martin Lawrence's character, which I'm not going to spoil it right now. But
no, who cares? It happens in the first 10 minutes. So his character has a heart attack.
A heart attack, yeah.
And so nearly dies.
He gets this new perspective on life. So
no, he has a spiritual experience where he feels like it's not his time.
Yeah.
It's not his time to die. So he feels invulnerable.
Yeah.
Like nothing can hurt him. And it's actually funny. It's actually funny. I mean, no surprise, Martin Lawrence is funny. I mean, but yeah, their chemistry is still there. And the directors, I'd like to see these directors get a good script because they have style. They clearly care a lot. And they did a great job. They would be better served with a better script.
So you're saying Adil would do better with a better script?
Yes, the Dill. What do they call these? Adil and
Bilal.
I'm so sorry. They might be watching this. So, but I
they
think
might be watching this. Yeah.
These are really talented guys.
Yeah.
That have gotten some bad breaks in the biz, but whatever. That's Hollywood.
But they really, what I'll say about them is they captured that spirit of the
yes
90s action movie. Because it feels like a music video throughout. In fact, sometimes it was annoying in the sense of it didn't feel like I was getting a pause or a break. It just kind of went from one scene.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind. And it's under 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like an hour 50 or something.
Yeah.
So it's short.
The effects are fine. The effects are fun.
Effects are good. And it's really, there's one scene that feels like a video game at the end on purpose. And it's really good. It's really like, oh, this is cool. Like, they told it really stylistically, and I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: if I'm really bored and want to go see a movie, I would probably see this one again.
Yeah.
I think there's repeat value. There's certainly, I mean, my theater was 80% full. I think last night at my regular theater, it had good attendance according to the movie staff. So
it was packed last night.
Yeah, I think
I saw the 3:00 show, and it was like more than half full. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I thought, and then went and saw another movie. We'll get to that. So,
yeah, I saw that other movie. It wasn't as exciting as this one.
Exactly. So there you go. A lot of fun. I recommend it. Not a super high rating. I'd say, between a 6 and a 7, maybe 7. Because I'm feeling generous, but yeah.
So will you say it slaps?
It slaps. Okay. And do you recommend it, Alan?
I do. I mean, yeah. The same with the Fall Guy. You're there for the action. You're not there for a cohesive plot. And it's certainly more fun than the Acolyte.
The things that you want to be good in this movie are done well. Action, comedy, chemistry, and then the only thing it's ridiculous and over the top. And a lot of the deaths are handled like sort of like casually. Like a lot of people die in this. And it's like that shimmikity dang, we're the heroes. And like it's pretty freaking crazy. The action way over the top. So yeah, I give it a recommend. All right. Let's go to your comments here. Alan.
Yes, sorry, I'm getting the Rumble numbers, but about 2,200 people watching us right now. So thank you for
that's great. Let's read comments.
Yes, sorry, I'm just pulling it up here. Here we go. From Osama bin Farton on Children for 299 Australian. Thank you. I will wage jihad on Disney Star Wars for you Star Wars fans. Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
Osama bin Farton.
Yeah. From Heinlein for 699. Bad Boys action scenes look good. Is that camera a body cam from TJ Maxx?
Exactly.
And again from Osama bin Farton on Children for 299 Australian. My deal do looks like hummus explosion army falafel. Looks like hummus explosion on my falafel.
Hey, Dr. Gonzo.
Dr. Gonzo, thank you for 569. Hey, Chris, I'm digging your Film Threat shirt. I got to get one. You guys are doing great. I think my daughter would actually like that shirt.
Oh, thanks, Dr. Gonzo. That's great.
That.
Yes, and here we go. Yes, I know, Joseph. Their names are Adil El Arbi and Bilal Falah.
Yes, but they are credited as Adil and Bilal.
Adil and Bilal. So, yes, I finally got it right. Another super chat here.
Okay, Butcher New Cat for 2. When you played digital Godzilla -1 at home, how good was it?
It looks good. It's 4K. It looks great.
You got the digital code for it? Or
no, I bought it. I bought it on Vudu.
You have physical media? Oh, no. Okay.
No.
I'm waiting for
physical.
It's
not out yet.
I'm going to wait for physical media before buying.
Yeah.
From Matt McClure. Okay, just want to make sure I got that. 499. Grateful to have found this alternative to woke Campea and X Collider movie talk hosts. Keep crushing it, you guys. Mega appreciate the sobriety here.
Yes, well, yeah, I am sober at the moment.
Yeah, and apparently Dante is too.
Dante is. I know. I saw his live stream. He has an ulcer, I guess. Yay, getting old. Yeah. Woo! What the fuck did I just?
Yes.
Oh my God, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sober for you guys too. Even though a doctor hasn't.
You never drink.
I don't drink at all.
Yeah. All right. More comments here. Let's get through them real quick.
Right. Yes, Alan Horkin. Are we really here for the film reviews or for the laughs and banter?
Maybe the banter. Maybe the banter.
Because the movies over the next few weeks are going to be bad. Razorburn. I heard this movie slaps. Zing. The Chicago box. Will Smith owned the 90s. He absolutely did. Independence Day. Let's just throw that one out there. From Bookmark, Midlife Crisis Boys for Life. Yep, that's what it is.
They do deal with that they're getting old and they're like, but it's funny. It's played funny. So
yeah. Let's see. From Uncle Remus, Chris Rock in it?
Nope.
Can
confirm he's not in it.
Okay. From Zero Redo Redux, they're legal. They're legit. Too old for this shit.
They are, but it works.
Oh, they're legit. Yeah. All right. From hey, it's me in HD. Hey, this movie is fill in the void left by a Fast franchise.
Yes, it's that level of dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like, oh my God, this is so dumb. That's not, and you just go with it. You just go with it.
But I enjoyed this. I didn't enjoy Fast 5 or Fast.
Same. I enjoyed this better.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas Pickett, put that on the cover. If I was bored, I'd see it again, Alan. If I was bored,
that's a great quote, Alan.
It is. I mean, look, these movies need repeat business, and there are days where it's just like I just want to go to a movie and I look at what's playing, and I don't go. This
Yeah.
could get me there. From West Ray, it slaps, but does it clap though?
Well, they do a joke about the slap, and I wouldn't want to ruin it. It's just really good. The crowd went crazy during that scene.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a response to the slap. I think it was just a slap for.
Oh, it's a response,
Is it?
it's funny as hell.
It is. I'm not sure I'm bringing the two together. That's all.
Well, it worked for me. So
Okay.
there you go. All right, let's pivot. We have other movies to review. Believe it or not.
Oops.
Let's do this one because you and I both saw it.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Just making sure we're all there. There we go.
Alan, tell me the story of The Dead Don't Hurt. It's a Western directed and written by Viggo Mortensen.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Dead don't. I just want to get the names right. But this movie stars Viggo Mortensen and Vicky Krieps. Let's see. So this takes place in Nevada, and Viggo is a he's Danish. She is French, and they are in this Nevada town, and they kind of meet each other, kind of fall for each other. He builds her a home on the way, but the town is being overrun by bad people. During the midst of all this, the Civil War is going on, and they're asking for recruits. And Holger, who's played by Viggo Mortensen, feels that he needs to go to war to end slavery, leaving Vivian behind, who's Vicky Krieps. And so he goes off to war, and then bad things happen to Vicky. She gets pregnant, and then he returns to deal justice. I think that's the best way, because there's so many threads in this movie.
There's a lot of threads.
There's a lot of threads in this movie.
It takes a while to get going, but once it does, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful tone. The audience I saw it with really loved it. I saw it on a Wednesday, and I just like a good Western story. Why?
Okay, I need to say this. I need to say this.
Yes.
It wasn't until an hour in did I realize we were time jumping.
Yes. There was
this
time.
is the most annoying thing about it.
Because it starts out and he's walking around with this little kid, and when he goes away to war, he returns back and she has a child. So how did that happen?
Yeah, and then it does a lot of time jumping, and the frustrating thing for me was once I realized it was time jumping, now I'm going back trying to figure out, well, did that take place in the present or did that take place in the past?
Well,
and
it all comes together in the third act.
Yeah.
And here's what Viggo did: a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Great cast, really good tone. She is hot. Her character Vivian.
Honestly, to me, she becomes hot.
She becomes hot.
Yeah.
Because of how she talks to him, and they're they don't get married, but they're lovers, and they live together.
And they're raising a son together.
They're raising a son together. But what I love, which is for every Western to work, there has to be a moral center, a morality story. You are with the people who have a moral foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and the bad guys who just sort of revel in being cruel to others. You do not like those people. And the cruel people, you see all that play out, the corruption in the town, the cruel people. Like, I don't want to say what happens, but a really good Western is about morality in the face of being surrounded by evil. Injustice, evil people. And this does that. It's a slow burn in the first 30 minutes to get to like what's going on, because I didn't understand. I was like you.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And then it does, you're in, and then by the end you're like, come on, which I loved.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I really like this movie, but there's some things that, for example, the Sully McLeod plays Weston Jeffries, the bad guy. the entire film, he's dressed in black.
Right.
The entire movie, and he is the bad guy, and so that's a little bit on the nose there. Garrett Dillahunt, he, the first time I ever saw Garrett Dillahunt was My Name Is Earl, and he played kind of a good guy, and then everything else he does, he's the bad guy. Yeah, but he brings such he brings such uniqueness to every bad guy he ever plays. This one equally so. I'm a big fan of Garrett Dillahunt. The realization that we're time jumping was just the most frustrating thing, and so it's kind of good to know ahead of time, which I think is good to tell you now. Just know that the opening of the movie is the middle of the movie, or the middle of the timeline, and that the kid comes later, and this really is that love story. Also, we talk about feminism and stuff. To me, this is feminism done right. It's feminism done in the context of the situation and plays out as that would play out here. Vivian is a very strong woman, and what makes her strong is her desire to survive, desire to be the person she is, and she's a mother. She's raising a child, and that is important to her, while at the same time, trying to maintain a job that she really shouldn't have, and that she kind of stumbled onto. So I really like this. There's just so much going on, and I kind of equate Westerns with a lot of action. There's not a lot of action. This is about that story of having a strong moral center in the midst of injustice, and that's why I'm here.
That's what all good Westerns do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do, is have that element, and that's why I liked it. And we could use more movies like this. Yeah. So I say support it, go see it. It's just, and what's really good to see? A romance between a man and a woman, and they love each other. And
it's complicated. It's complicated.
Things happen. I mean, there's a romantic scene. It's not graphic, but you can see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty forward. Yeah, and I will say this: there is an Asian in the movie.
That's right.
He's a flower wholesaler, and he wears a coolie hat. And I'm like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay.
Yeah, but aside from that, the movie is not very diverse. I'd say it's accurate to history.
Yeah,
so,
but they bring in the Asian and they place him in the context of the time, and I appreciate that.
No, but that's appropriate. That's what you want. So yeah, recommendation from me for sure. Probably at least a 7 or more out of 10. I didn't even watch a trailer before I saw it. I went in cold. I knew the title, and that was it.
Yeah. The only reason this is on my radar is because I saw the trailer a couple weeks ago, and we're quoted in the trailer.
Film threats in the trailer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Andy saw it at Toronto, and his quote got into the trailer.
Cool. All right. Well, recommendation from both Alan and I on this Western, The Dead Don't Hurt. Check it out. Let's go to your comments.
All right. Razorburn. Look, there are white people in the poster. Yeah.
It happens sometimes.
It happens. Maybe, yeah. From Joseph. Aragorn is a director now. I think he's been directing for a while.
He did. He did a really good job at this.
Did he? This might be his first writing. I could be wrong about this, but his first writing credit. From Mike MC Wong, the ending was really lacking. I was let down. Mike, too tough.
I disagree. It was for this story. It's not a totally happy ending. It's not a happy ending. So
yeah, but it's spoiled at the beginning of the movie. That's the thing. From Patrick Lemire, she was impregnated by the Force.
That's right.
Well, definitely not by a thread. That was for sure. From Greg Gier, Vigo is such a badass name.
It is.
Yeah. Rumble, hey, from AD Ellis. Don't listen to the reviews that say it's a feminist Western. It's just, it is just a Western featuring a Quebec
Quebecois. I may have had a stroke, but I can pronounce French. Quebecois.
Quebecois. woman who doesn't let herself get walked all over.
Yeah, it's not. This
Well, I
is
mean,
not.
That's
They're
at least
way
first wave
pushing the
feminism right there.
feminist- They're way pushing the feminist thing and the marketing of this. It's not that. It's old school feminism. And she's
Well, I
even,
mean, she's a literal homemaker.
yeah,
In this one.
yeah.
In every sense of that word, to the
Yeah.
extreme. She's a homemaker. Yeah, and
Thanks,
and then-
Angels.
yes, Bill S. Preston, a man with a woman. What kind of 1950s reactionary nonsense is this? Well, it's actually 1890s, but no, 1870s.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me in HD. Western, so Crunchy Beaver confirmed Chris.
Yes, Crunchy Beaver. Clearly, it was for sure.
Yeah.
Had to be.
There are boobies in it. I'll just say that.
Yep, I like
from,
that.
From Bush and View Cat, Viggo Mortensen would have made a great John Marston in the Red Dead Redemption movie.
Could still happen. You never know.
Is there a Red Dead Redemption movie?
I don't know. It's
don't
coming.
think so.
I'm sure.
All right.
Coming. So, all right, let's pivot and we'll do. We're gonna do something else.
All right.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm waiting for you.
Hi, Dad. I miss you. There she is.
Yeah.
X-Ray Girl's all over now. So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Our next review is I love breasts. Women look at other women's breasts. Gay men love breasts. One thing that could unite the world is breasts and cleavage. I really believe that. I truly believe in breasts.
You and Clay Travis love breasts.
That's right. Well, Alan, you and I saw The Watchers. And it's not an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's directed by his daughter, Ishana Night Shyamalan. Ishana directed this. So, Alan, tell me the story of The Watchers.
Okay, so here we go. Stars Dakota Fanning, who plays Mina. She is living in England. Oh, I'm sorry, she's living in Ireland, and she works at a pet shop. And one day, of course, there's a backstory there. I'm not going to get into it, but she's asked to deliver a parrot to an undisclosed location. She drives out into the middle of the forest where her car stalls. She doesn't know what to do. It's getting dark, getting creepy, and there's ominous sounds. And she sees a house, and a door opens. She finds an old lady. She follows the old lady to this house. The old lady says, "If you want to live, get inside." She goes inside, and she finds herself in the coop with 3 other people: the young Ciara, the even younger Daniel, young man, and Madeline, who's the oldest of them. And they tell her to, as night falls, there's a giant mirror. Madeline tells all 3 to stand in front of the mirror, and they hear these weird sounds. It's these creatures who are watching them. And so now the rest of the movie is, how do they escape from this box without dying? They can wander around during the day, but at night they have to get back into the coop or they'll die. And the movie is about the mystery of getting out.
Yeah, what are the Watchers in this forest? And they are so far in the middle of the forest that they can't leave. There's not enough daylight to get to a distance away from the shelter to leave. And there's all these rules, like you can't go out at night, right? You have to be in the light so they can see you, these Watchers. And they are these creatures out in the forest that will kill you if you're caught out after dark. So it's the 4 people and a parrot in this shelter called the Coop. The thing about M. Night movies and his daughter following in his footsteps, it's all a mystery. It's all a mystery. So when the mystery is revealed, about 2/3 of the way into the movie, and there's like a mystery that's revealed, and then the movie is like the main conflict is kind of over. It goes in a different direction, and then a little twist ending is revealed, and there's redemption for the lead character.
Yeah.
I groaned. Some M. Night movies hit. This did not hit. And I will defend. I will see every M. Night movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's really good. Other times, not so much.
And he's got one coming in a few months. But let me just say this about what you just said. In terms of the reveal, the twist ending. You know, and let's go back to Sixth Sense. When that reveal happens in Sixth Sense, your brain goes right to the beginning of the movie, and now you're going through the entire film realizing what was happening all the time. When this reveal happens, you don't care because there's no consequence to that. And so this need to go back to the beginning of the movie is just not there. And that's the problem, is the reveal is only relevant to the beginning of the third act. The first two acts are all about this mystery box, this escape room, so to speak. It's the first two acts is an escape room mystery, and then the solution comes out, and everything that happens during the solution is irrelevant to what happened in the first two acts, and that's the problem with this movie. It just tries to be an M. Night movie, and it's not.
Well, his daughter is making it for herself, I guess. The actors are fine. I thought a lot of the effects looked too digital to me. Like, I don't like when makeup stuff is done digital. It looks fake, and I don't like it. Like there's some supposed to be horrifying moments, like someone screams and their mouth is like too much bigger than a real mouth would be, and it looks weird. It did the effects did not work for me.
Yeah, I think about. Go ahead. No, to that point, I'm sorry. I just gotta say this: the creatures at the end look super digital, look absolutely digital. But remember Signs? Remember in Signs when the alien first appears, how creepy that was?
Yeah,
that was done well. In here,
I like Signs. I will defend that movie.
But the reveal of the alien in Signs was frightening, and here it just looked cheap.
So it's not frightening when you finally see these creatures. It's not as frightening as you would like because it's digital. So I can imagine it's based on a book, and I can imagine the book being really scary, playing on your imagination. So it's interesting. And this is it's actually could be a positive. The trailer only reveals things from the first half of the movie. The second half and the last third is like a different movie.
Yeah.
So there's a conflict. They're caught in the coop. Something happens, and you think, okay, the main conflict is over, but then more happens. And the whole conceit of this movie is the reveal. So I don't think we should get into spoilers at all.
Yeah. I mean,
like
I'll say this about the third act, and this is a trend that I feel like is coming, but it's you know, I will say it's a very woke feminist ending, in the sense of, you know, similar to the Acolyte. You know, it's like I'm trying to say this without spoiling the ending, but it's, you know, let's just say it's fairly female centric at the end, and it treats it that way in the sense of, you know, good and evil. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And it just becomes like, okay, you know, this clearly this was written by a female, and they're going down those female tropes of good and evil for female characters, and we're seeing it with the Acolyte. You know, and it's not that you couldn't tell a story like that. It's just there's these trends that keep going on. The female protagonist is a trend that singularly we could be okay with a movie about a female protagonist, Furiosa. But when every movie is about it, it becomes tired and hack. And this is the same thing with the ending. on its own, maybe we could accept this ending. But if we keep seeing this ending over and over and over again, it just becomes hack and tiresome.
It is. It's and even that didn't bug me too much. It was like, whatever. But
we've seen it before. That's
yes.
where I'm getting at.
Yeah. So I cannot recommend this movie. I'm sorry. I'll say the director, like M. Night's daughter.
Yeah. Shana Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. She's got style. She can deal with actors. So she passes the test, but ultimately didn't work for me. It's probably a 5 out of 10. So just not a recommend. So I don't know. Alan, do you recommend The Watchers?
No, but if you exclude the CG, the sets are pretty incredible. I mean, I like the sets. I like the setting. It's just when you throw the CG characters in it, it just cheapens everything.
And I felt that they spent way too much time talking about the lore, like, because they're in Ireland and this is something that was part of Irish. So they keep introducing things about the lore that are like, I don't need that much info. Just tell me. No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, the thing is when the identity of the creatures are revealed, again, it has nothing to do with the first act, with the events of the first act. There's no connection that we can make between what these creatures are and what was happening in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. All right. There you go. 2 non-recommends.
Yeah. I mean, hell, the book must be incredible, and she just lost the heart of the book. Maybe that's true. That's probably the best thing I can say.
Yeah, I can imagine reading this and being terrified. But when the creatures are revealed and they look, like fake digital effects, then you lost me. I'm sorry.
Or the rules and the reasons they're there. I feel like, they've had to have optioned the book for a reason, and the book must have been popular for a reason. I've not read, I don't know anything about it, but I'd hate to think that it's as vapid and lacking depth as this movie is. I feel like the book has to be much better than what the movie presented.
Right. Let's go to your comments here.
All right. From Mark Kinsella. Did I get that right? For €5.99, were the aliens and signs demons? A lot of religious references in the movie.
Well, that's because Mel Gibson's character is he a preacher, right?
He's I believe like an Episcopalian preacher who regains his faith at the end of the movie. Sorry, spoilers.
I like Signs. I like it. And yes, there was religious imagery. Like, I don't know. I like Signs. I like Sixth Sense. When M. Night is good, he's good. I like Unbreakable. And then he makes Glass, which was terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. We'll go from the top here.
Well, I feel like he was just under pressure constantly to produce M. Night endings. And he just ran out of steam. From Jean Hu, what about the parrot? Parrot's important. Roxanne, sorry, not spoiling. There's a new Shyamalan directing movie now. What a twist. Okay. From Benjamin, what's in the box? I know. It's like, hey, it's me and HD. So this is not only from a Nepo baby, she actually ripped off her dad.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Ultimately, her career is going to depend on her talent. I think nepotism, which happens all the time in the industry, can only open a door. If you are not talented, you're not going to be around. Leslie Headland's wife in The Acolyte, she ain't going to get any acting gigs after that. She's not very good in the show. So I think that nepotism can open a door. And I don't even mind in nepotism where it's like, here's a bit part for, my wife or whatever. It's like, that's okay. If it's inconsequential, whatever. But if you got to do some acting, if you got to deliver, you better be good. And we'll see.
No, I mean, I'll say this. The story, the script and the story were probably the thing that killed this movie. Not the acting, the CG, yes, but the acting, the sets, and the locations, and her ability to build tension just shows that. I think she's. It'll be interesting to see what her next few movies are like, whether she can, whether she truly has talent or not. From Share Bear, at the end, she wakes up because she fell asleep in her car.
How'd you guess it?
Oh yeah. From Touching Grass, with my cold dead hand. M. Night Shyamalan movies are the water that splashes up from the toilet that touches your butt. Good imagery there. All right, my kingdom for a film. It seems like a lot of films like this forget to ask the question, why should the audience care? Or why would they care?
Well, there is a whole subplot about the lead character. She was in an accident when she was a kid.
That may or may not have been her fault.
Yeah.
So guilt. KG Jung, men bad, women good, in other words. Yeah,
for sure.
From Justin Ung, all of the male characters make dumb decisions and are useless.
Well, there's not that many male characters. There's like one male character. Well, two.
Yeah. And the question, does he make it to the end? All right.
Final comment here.
From Rumble, caveat ties for $1. Signs is a much better watch if you watch it as an allegory and the aliens are actual demons.
Well, I mean, I think it is an allegory. So yeah, it makes sense. I quite like that film.
Yeah.
Ending was
By the way,
shocking.
I'm sorry. You mentioned Leslie Headland. You should watch the Brett Cooper review of The Acolyte. Because
are you in it?
No, I'm not in it. She worked with Leslie Headland on the TV series Heathers, which never made it to air. Paramount Plus yanked it before it went out. She says it was a very based show, and that her experience with Headland was quite good and exceptional. She really liked working with Leslie Headland.
Interesting.
Yes, go watch that.
Well, we'll talk about it Monday on Versus.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, be there for Versus. New time. It'll be earlier, so be there. All right. We have a few more things to talk about. This is one of those crazy days where you have a lot of movies. You know, it just happens. Yes, that's the one, Alan.
That's the one? Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong in the sense of, you want a movie to watch that you want to talk about afterwards and not feel like, oh, it was okay.
Well, there you go. Magnum Norse for 10. You've been gored. All right, let's talk about I Used to Be Funny. This is a small indie film starring Rachel Sennott. She is an up-and-coming amateur comedian, trying to make her way on social media, trying to be clever, doing little comedy gigs here and there, and she becomes an au pair to a young girl. And she forms a friendship with this girl. She's like 11 or 12, and Rachel Sennett's in her early 20s, who has a boyfriend trying to make it, and something horribly tragic happens, which we don't find out until the third act, which impacts her relationship with the young girl who she's babysitting, whose parents are dealing with some other issues. And what happens is the young girl goes and disappears. She becomes a missing person. She runs away from home. And Rachel may or may not be responsible for this young girl running away from home. That's the basic story. But the thing about this is Rachel Sennott is quite the actress. We've seen her in a couple things, some movies that were, to be fair, not that good. And then she's been in some things I thought that were very good. very good films. Did I get every? I don't want to reveal too much because there is a reveal in the third act that tells you like I didn't understand like what is going on. As soon as this reveal tells everything you need to know.
All right.
Everything.
So I'll be upfront. I didn't get to the ending.
What?
Yeah, because it's so hard to get to it. For me at least. Yeah, I the first two acts, I'm like, this is, again, like the dead don't hurt. It took me a while to realize we're jumping in time here a bit.
There was time jumps that made it confusing, whatever. All I'm saying is she was in the movie Bottoms. She was one of the leads. She was in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. She was in a movie called Shiva Baby. They did a short and then a feature. I think she's a real talent.
Yeah.
She's and she's really clever in a way that you don't really see women act like this in movies. That's why I like her as an actress. I think she's very good.
Yeah, I'll say when I was watching this movie, my daughter came in and it was like, oh, I remember her. And we started talking about her. And then we watched Bottoms last night.
You forgot the assignment, Alan.
No, I didn't forget the assignment. The first two acts of this movie for me was just like ultra depressing. It was also this relationship she has with her two gay friends, her two gay roommates, was annoying beyond hell. And I'll tell you why.
Well, it was a little cringe, but it
was a lot.
I feel like they make fun of it. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and then she's a stand-up whose whole take is on how men are horrible. And but the thing is, this relationship she has with her two gay roommates, it's one of these relationships that it's almost as if the screenwriter wants to present how relationships should be versus how relationships actually are in life, because these two roommates are so supportive of her, so understanding of her and the trauma she's going through, that it just becomes this lesson of I hear you and I see you. But you need to move on like that. To me, it just felt like, look, I don't have two gay best friends that I hang out with all the time. But it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel genuine. And I think that's where me watching this movie, I felt like I was slowly disengaging from it, because I'm seeing these relationships that just don't feel authentic to me. And that's why I think, I had other things to do, and it was like, okay, I'm just kind of out, and that's when I shut it off. So that's why I didn't get to the ending. And then I'm reading our review of it on Film Threat, and then I'm hearing you saying, "Oh, I should have stayed to the ending." But that says a lot about a film. If you're going to have a great ending, you've got to have a great beginning to get you to that ending. And I think that was the problem I had with this movie.
Fair. No, that's I felt like you. When I'm watching the first 2/3 of the film, I'm like, what is going on? Because time moves around, which I hate that they do this in so many movies. It doesn't need to. But the thing that kept me watching was Rachel's performance.
Mm-hmm.
She's really, she's also an asshole. And what I liked about it is that you don't see a lot of female characters that are leads where they're sometimes unlikable, or do bad things, or make terrible choices. And she's not right all the time. Ultimately, you understand things by the end. But I like that she's a flawed person, which is normal. She's, and so she's the reason I think this movie is really good. It's not for everybody, because in the third act, when it's revealed why these things have happened, why the young girl who she babysits runs away, what's going on, it's pretty shocking. So I'm not going to reveal it, but this is one look, I'm not saying rush to the theater to see this. You might want to catch it on streaming. So it's a mild recommendation, because the movie makes it difficult to like. You checked out. I think that's fair. I almost checked out. And we've got another movie next week, a Lena Dunham movie that we're reviewing, which I am not looking forward to.
I know you sent me the link, and I'm like, I don't want to see this movie.
Oh, we are watching it. You're going to watch it to the end.
You know what's going to
Promise
happen
me now.
No. Here's the prediction for next week. I'm going to watch the movie because that's the assignment. You're not going to watch the movie.
I will watch the movie. But no, look, I like movies that are like this, that take risks. I like chance, and she's the thing that keeps you watching. She's very good. And go watch Shiva Baby, which is it was at South by Southwest years ago. It was based on a short film, very, very good film. And, so she's the reason. She's also just not typical. Like, I don't know. I just like her as an actress.
I mean, Bottoms is not your typical gay comedy. And that's what I like about Bottoms, is that it just goes there, and it doesn't care. There's not they don't have woke rules that they have to follow. They're just going to break every single rule. That's what I liked about Bottoms. This one, it also played at South by Southwest. It's very much a festival film. It's very much an art film. And, if that's your thing, go and see it. But in terms of me saying, hey, give this art film a chance, I can't do it.
Why not?
Because okay. You saw the ending. I haven't, but it says a lot that I didn't care to return to it to find out what the
ending totally makes it all make sense.
I'll see the ending, but again, you have to carry your audience to that ending, and if you're not going to carry your audience to that ending, then the ending is worthless.
Well, that's fair. So a mild recommend, not a movie for everybody, deals with difficult subject matter, but worth catching on streaming for sure. And keep your eye on Rachel Sennott. I see big things in her future. I believe.
So. Yeah. And we gave it a 8.5. So apparently, I'm the
our critic here. Liked it.
Our critic. Yeah. Sumner liked it. I'm the outlier here. So
well, there you go. Let's go to your comments here.
All right, from Bushin Ryu Cat for 2. Name one movie that Tom Cruise was bad in. Waiting.
Well, there you go.
Did we like
more
Cocktail?
Comments here? I can't.
You like Cocktail?
No, but he's good in it.
Okay. Joseph, sounds like it's going to be a lot of whining about depression and anxiety.
No,
that's what it felt like.
No.
Okay.
It redeems itself in the end.
Yeah. Okay. Torviticus really liked Bodies for fun film. That's right.
You'll like this then.
Yeah. From Rumble, from BMO Better, Alan couldn't finish. Yeah, it was hard. I couldn't finish.
That happens a lot with Alan.
Yeah. Bill S. President Esquire. After watching a Lena Dunham film, Alan starts drinking. Oh, I may start drinking.
We were messaging like, hey, that Lena Dunham movie, we're going to have to see it because I saw the trailer. I was cringing. I was dying. Like, oh my God.
I mean,
the trailer
if it weren't for the fact that Stephen Fry is in it, I would have zero desire to see this movie.
We are reviewing it next week, Alan. Don't disappoint me. Watch every frame of that Lena Dunham movie. You got to do it.
I mean, I feel like if we think it's a great movie, we're going to be in so much trouble. Look, we're going to give it a chance. It could be a great movie. It's just this trailer is just not doing the film any good.
Yeah. Well, look at this comment here.
Yeah. No, I just remember Lena Dunham sitting alone with 10 people at a Hillary Clinton campaign rally. KG Jung. Come on, Alan. Chris. Okay. Come on, Alan. Chris had a stroke. Spare him the Lena Dunham movie. Nope. No. In fact, I feel The power of Lena Dunham will heal Chris of his stroke.
That's what I believe too. It's gonna happen. No, well, there's not. Frankly, next week there's not a lot of movies to watch. We are the next few weeks. We're going to be talking probably mostly Acolyte, but we'll also be talking about Acolyte and House of the Dragon. I'm seeing it
I have to
early.
watch the screener.
I'll have an early review of House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I have the screener
First
as
two
well.
episodes. I got them. Okay.
Yeah.
Next week.
Okay.
House of the Dragon on Wednesday.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, and then Inside Out 2. That's gonna be interesting because
that'll be next week too.
It could be good or it could be really bad.
Yeah,
so far
I
it looks good.
think it's gonna be bad.
Like I said, I saw the first 35 minutes. It looks pretty good for the first 35 minutes.
Well, and Lena Dunham. That's why you come to Film Threat to get that.
And I'm seeing Bike Riders as well next week.
Oh, how? Where are you seeing it?
You should have gotten it. It's over at the Sepulveda screening room.
Oh, I don't want to see it in the screening room. I want to see it with popcorn.
I know. I'm driving to Santa Monica to see it.
Oh, there you go. All right. We have not much time. I'm going to say this. I'm going to recommend Run, Lola Run. It opened in theaters today. I own that movie on Blu-ray. I saw it in the theater when it first came out. And it's a fantastic, simple story of a young woman who is on a quest, and almost like a Groundhog's Day, she is repeating a certain action. Like it's almost like playing a video game. She has a goal, and she keeps making mistakes and repeats this same action to get across town very quickly. And every time she repeats it, but makes changes in her journey. It's very short. It's under 90 minutes. It's a very good film. It's a German movie directed by Tommy Twyker. And it's one of my favorite small indie movies. Really good. I have not seen it recently, but I really love this film. Tommy Tykwer, am I pronouncing that correctly? Anyways, starring Franka Potent, and a great film, really good. And it's not a traditional story. It's just this. It's like playing a video game, making a mistake, and going, okay, when I get to that part, don't do the same thing. That's what this woman does, and you see to the end of her journey. Such a good film. It shows you what you can do with an indie movie. Can you put up the poster, Alan? Yeah. It shows you what you can do with a very simple premise. This is what indie films do well. It's the 25-year anniversary of this movie in 4K restoration in theaters. I loved it when it first came out. It had a huge impact, and I'm really glad to see it's come out in theaters now. Huge fan of it. And Tommy Tykwer went on to do a lot of other really good indie films that you probably may have heard of. He worked on Cloud Atlas, which I thought was very good. And he's a very clever filmmaker. So I like him a lot. So recommend it. Strong recommendation. Back in theaters. If you've never seen it, go see Run, Lola Run. Alan, have you seen this movie?
I've not. I'm hoping to see it. This weekend is Lord of the Rings. This is Lord of the Rings weekend.
Right, that's true. But this is one of the great indie movies and shows you what you can do with ideas. Not a big budget, not like a lot of special effects, simple concept. A woman trying to run from one place to the next quickly, and how she achieves this goal. Very simple. So I do have tickets to see it, but they didn't screen it before, and I've seen it a bunch of times. I don't need to see it. I'm just recommending this film. So you should see it, Alan. You would like it.
Yeah. I will definitely give it a shot.
Cool.
I'm gonna be spending the next 12 hours over the weekend in the movie theater. So
Yay! Lord of the Rings. So
Lord of the Rings.
there you go. Well,
All right.
there it is. That wraps it that wraps it up for us today. We have more. I was gonna review Baby Reindeer. We'll get to it next week.
Yeah. Do you want to do the comments? We have one.
Super chat. Comments. Let's go to comments to wrap it up here. Here we go.
From a Red French Moon for €2. Thank you. My fave German film is Goodbye Lenin.
Nice.
All right. I'm not seeing that one. From Patrick Lemire, please no Lena Dunham popcorn bucket. Oh, I could.
Oh my God.
I could comment on that.
We're gonna need a bigger bucket. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm saying the bucket may be big enough.
Oh, I don't know. It'll be huge.
It'll be huge. All right. From Bobby's World for $10. Thank you. Hey, ahoy all. Hi, Alan. Hi, Chris. You two look youthful. Oh, gosh. It's these cameras. Seen any good movies lately? I'm joshing with y'all. Heading to see Run Lola Run today. One of my loves. One of my faves.
It's one of my faves too, of all time. It shows you what you can do with great editing, simple story, simple premise. It's clever. The writing, there's not a lot of dialogue. It's to me a perfect indie movie that you should just see it to be inspired, and a great soundtrack. Someone mentioned the Introspect M. Let's go through these comments, Alan.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, you may not have a lot of money, but what you have equal to the big studios is a good story. And that's what's going to get your movie made. All right. From Bootzilla, I remember renting Run Little Run from Blockbuster and fell in love with it the moment I finished it.
Yeah, it's great.
You all just convincing me to go see it. Oh,
you need to see it out. See it in a theater. Go. Okay, more comments
here. From Benjamin for 10. Thank you. I don't want to be controversial, but is it possible Holocaust movie like Lena Dunham's are frequently made in order to guilt trip people into supporting Israel? Well, this was done long before the conflict, so I'm not sure it's explicitly for that reason. But I get what you mean. From any thoughts? Nope. Okay, Pilgrim Media for 2. Where do you see Disney films in 10 years? In the bargain at Walmart.
You don't. I think they're losing money and they are not pivoting. They are not pivoting to change what they're doing, and they're going to pay. Yeah. So I see them making dramatic changes or just not being here.
Clownfish. I'm going to say Clownfish did a whole video on the fact that the old school Disney veteran animators, they're all going to Skydance right now and working with John Lasseter.
I see Skydance being very successful. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pilgrim Media.
Yeah,
hey,
Brad
Alejandro.
Yes, from Alejandro Montoya Marin for $1.99. Love Run Lola Run. Edit is wow.
It's like a masterclass in editing.
Oops.
Masterclass. More comments and we'll wrap. Go, Alan. More comments.
Yes. Sorry, just seeing when it's showing. From Hannibal Grimm. Run Lola Run is a cinematic masterpiece.
Thanks for being a member.
Tom Siebert. Hey, Tom. Run Lola Run, 4-star movie on my 10 best list back in the day.
Thanks, Tom. Good to hear from you.
Okay, from the Introspect M. Run Lola Run is a fun movie. I remember it having a great soundtrack.
It does.
Convincing me more and more. I need to see this. From Krizik, think Edge of Tomorrow or Boss Level or Groundhog's Day.
Yes. It's really good. It's just once you get it, you're like edge of your seat. It's very frenetic, very like pulse pounding. So, love it. So
it looks like it's $5 at AMC. So
yep, I'm going. Cool. And next week we will be back with Versus on Monday. Acolyte episode 3. We'll get into the weeds on that one on Hollywood on the Rocks. Plus House of the Dragon. We have an early review for House of the Dragon next week. We're doing it, Alan. And then Inside Out 2 on next Friday. And Alan, what do you have coming up this weekend?
Well, I can say, and Treasure. We're gonna review Treasure.
Yeah.
What I have this weekend? No, oh, go ahead. Yeah, no, this weekend I'm gonna be in a movie theater for most of this weekend doing the Lord of the Rings extended cuts, thanks to Fathom Events.
I am going to the horse races at Santa Anita Parkway. I'm doing that. I'm watching the UFC fight. I think it's UFC on Saturday night. And then Sunday, I'm going to the Rose Bowl swap meet. And then IGN, they have this IGN festival. I'm going to go check it out. Final super chat here came in.
All right, from Matthew Hammond for $9.99. Thank you. I have a recommendation for a documentary series that took 10 years to make. Roots So Deep by Peter Beck, known for A Fish Called Wanda, Garbage, and Carbon Nation.
Thank you, Matthew Hammond. I see your name pop up everywhere. Always love to hear from you and appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Check out, Matthew, you're a member. Check out the Alien Romulus panel that's on for members only. The video, it's the 50-minute full panel from Monsterpalooza. Check it out. I'm excited about that movie now after seeing that panel. It's really, really good. So,
by the way, Roots So Deep is environmental film about regenerative farming. I think we've been kind of on that bandwagon for a while.
Yeah. And thank you to the more than 2,000 people watching us live. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subbed. Go to shop.filmthreat.com and, leave a like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah. And thank you so much. We have a lot of new subscribers. Want to say thank you for supporting us. We really love what we do. And sometimes it's fun to hang out with Alan.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. And also thanks to our mods, Lord Thoth, Chicago Box, Paulie, Latino Slant, and Atomic Lori, Glenn Nuccio. Shout out and thank you to you. There you go. Alan, any final words that you have to say?
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Wait, no. I think that you should. Alan.
I should have Kate Winslet's body.
Try again.
Let's get out of here.